Now then, just remind us, please, give us some detail worth knowing. Just remind us of the Stoke situation tonight, please.
They drew 1-1, a last-minute equaliser in Dynamo Kiev. But Stoke had just as much of the game and probably would have deserved to win it.
Good result for Stoke.
Yeah,
great result.
Fantastic result for Stoke. So they nearly came out with a victory, but denied victory in the last few seconds. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's go back to the Skype wall. Delighted to say we have a viewer with us called Angela. She's an avid Stoke fan. She's going to give us a rundown now on what she saw in that game and what she thinks the prospects are for Stoke in Europe. Angela, welcome to Sports Night Live. Thanks for being with us tonight. You must be a Heartened Potters fan.
Yeah, well, always a Heartened Potters fan when we get a draw away from home. But to be honest, I think a draw was a fair result. Yeah, they equalised in the last minute, but they had a couple of chances earlier than that. And if you'd have said Stoke would have got a draw before the kick-off, we'd have all been happy with that. Do
you think, given the magnitude of the game you've just come out of, in the Premier League, there was always a worry that, because I thought you might drop points in this game. It's certainly when a team new to a European competition go into a fixture like that, they can have one eye on the game on Thursday night or whatever. So, with that in mind and the energy levels that were expended, on the weekend, were you even more heartened by the performance?
Well, Tony Pulis made 8 changes tonight, and the fact that they've got a bigger squad now with the 5 players they bought in the transfer window, that served as well. And Cameron Jerome played his debut tonight, scored a goal. Salif Diao was immense. Palacios played well. It was a great team performance. It was what you expect from Stoke away from home. They defend well, they press up the field well, and at least a draw was what they expected and what they deserved.
And have Stoke been in Europe before? I actually don't know if they've played in Europe
before.
You
see, you don't know, you must do your research. Stoke have been in Europe twice before,
actually. Have they now?
League Cup 76.
Yeah, was that a summer trip or something? What was that?
Be very careful. We won the League Cup and got in through that and lost to Ajax. And then the following year we got in on 2 years later we qualified in our league position and we lost to Kaiserslautern. We drew with Ajax at home, won each, lost on the away goals leg. We drew none each away there, and then we lost to Kaiserslautern. We beat them 3-1 here and lost a magnificent 5-0 there. So it's quite nice. I went to both the away legs of the qualifiers for this campaign in Croatia and in Switzerland, and I have to say the Stoke supporters have been immense. And tonight, the supporters of Dynamo Kiev actually clapped the Stoke fans. I mean, it's nice to do well in Europe, but it's also nice that the Stoke fans are getting a pretty decent name as being good travellers.
Yeah, that's excellent. We're just intrigued by that badge on your shirt there, Andrew. It doesn't look like a typical Stoke emblem. Is it?
Dare I say what that is? It's the Glen Eagles Golf and Country Club. I play a bit of golf, and I purposely didn't wear a Stoke shirt because you'd have called me a glory hunter.
No, not at all. But I tell you what, you must be a very posh Stokes fan because Glen Eagles isn't. It's not for the riffraff, is it, eh?
Well, I'm saying nothing. We Stokies, we're on a higher plane.
Oh, okay, fine. Are you hoping to get into Europe this season with Stoke? I mean, have you got your plans laid out? You cancelled all your holidays until next May. Where's the final, by the way, of the...
It's in Hungary.
In Hungary. Well, there you go then. Could be your first trip to Hungary, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, you don't seem
confident it will be.
Don't seem too convinced, but go on.
Listen, I am quite convinced. I think Stoke will have a good season, and I've heard you on many radio stations, and sometimes you defend Stoke. More often than not, you're like a lot of people. You don't like the way they play. I have to say, some of the matches Stoke play, I'm not too impressed myself in the way they play. They don't play scintillating football all the time. But if you ask some of the teams like Blackpool, who got relegated last season, and Hull on the previous season, where they'd rather play football, it would be the Premier League.
Andrew, you're absolutely wrong when you say that I'm critical. So I'm not. I don't think there's any... Even if you did play the long ball, which you really don't, I don't think there's anything wrong with a long pass to a forward who can then utilise his body strength to turn that into a goal. I'm very much... Pulis has turned out to be a tremendous manager, and the players he's played have played for him in the manner that he wants. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a guy who knows exactly which way to go in a football game.
That's right, and if you look at Stoke Football Club, it actually is a community club. I mean, Pulis has been very clever. He's got all the supporters. He went against everybody against Stoke. Everybody in the world is against Stoke Football Club, and it got all the people of the Potteries that support Stoke galvanised, and now it's a community effort. And you've been to the Britannia Stadium, and it's quite a hostile place to play football if you don't play for Stoke.
That's right. My Delilah. I've sung it there with you in empathy because I like the song.
Well, That's good. I'm really chuffed.
Tom Jones is a mate. Right, anyway, Angela, listen, thanks very much indeed for being with us. We hope we'll see you again soon on Sports Night Live. And we do genuinely wish Stoke a very, very happy campaign in Europe, as we do with every British club.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for being with us.
Yeah, right. I mean,